What's up, YouTube? It's Smug here. Today we are going to make a Street Fighter 6 official tier list. So stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Oh my god, I just messed up my freaking intro. That noise. Anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you and you're welcome. All right, now anyways. You know, Evil just happened. And I've been seeing a lot of salt. I see a lot of people dropping the game. I see a lot of people going through it. I see a lot of people switching characters with the greatest of ease. But you know what? I just feel like, I don't know, it's something to talk about. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of people's opinions have been changed ever since this Evil tournament. But now, since Evil has already happened, it just happened, let's get to it. So, I feel like for S tier, the best character in the game, I would have to go I don't know, man, because I was going to say Luke, but I don't know, man. Ken is looking kind of I think Ken. I'm starting to think Ken then Luke. Because Luke, I feel like Luke, you have to work a little harder. Ken just got everything. Luke doesn't have that. The only thing Luke has over Ken is better neutral. That's it. But Ken gets way more rewarded. He gets better corner carries. Ken is the best. He's the best. Because Ken, any hit he gets, instant corner carry, or he could side switch. He does mad damage. His EX fireball is mad good. If he could just do EX fireball, then just drive rush and continue his combo. You can't even jump over his EX fireball, because if he does EX fireball, you jump over, he can drive rush into DP to anti-air you. It's like you gotta block that fireball. Amazing damage. Good anti-airs, good side switch combos, good combos, and they're easy to do. Then I would say Luke would be right actor, because he's more technical in a way, because he has charge moves you have to get down. But Luke is just really good. Like, he forces you to play neutral. He beats pretty much majority of the cast. And honestly, that's why, like, these are the top two best characters in the game. Then you got, I think next in line would be Guile. I'm saying Guile because Guile, he's just way too good. He's a charge character that has two simple moves, a sonic boom and flash kick. His fireballs beats everybody's in the cast. You can't jump on him. Easy flash kick. His combos are easy to do. He does way too much damage, and he has nothing but really good matchups. And the thing is with these three characters, right? Ken and Luke have mostly like even matchups to 6-4 matchups. But Guile, he has nothing but like 6-4 matchups in his favor, or maybe some that's even. Guile also has a drive rush into an overhead. You got to guess high low. With Guile, you got an overhead to worry about? Nah, this character Guile, like, sorry. All right. Now, next in line, I would say, in my personal opinion, I would say it would be between Juri and Cammy. I would probably have to go with Juri. Juri is really good because, yo, this character, I feel like she has one of the best neutrals in the game. Her follow-up over her fireball is really good. When she has one of those stocks charged up, yeah, you don't get to play. She could just start a fireball, and it's like a walking shield. Her crouching medium kick is one of the best moves to activate from drive rush. Her set play is really easy in autopilot and is really hard to stop. And I think she's just overall like one of the best characters in the game. Like, self-explanatory. It's just her normals that are really good. And you're not jumping on her. If she drive rush and you jump on the other side to cross her up, her DP, it autocorrects to hit whatever side you're in the air. That's why it's good. Then Cammy is right after. Cammy is really godlike because, yo, she has one of the best neutrals in the game. Her crouch and medium kick, it probably reaches the furthest, arguably the furthest. Her low forward into drive rush is just one of the best in the game. She gets a lot of damage. Don't let these people fool you saying she don't hurt, saying she doesn't do damage. She does damage off of a drive rush. Trust me, like, she's mad good. Her dive kick is very difficult to land a really good anti-air on Cammy. It's too fast. And her dive kick, it can bait an anti-air from a certain distance, so it gets tricky. Her drive impact is also kind of it's one of the hardest to react to because it's hard to see. Like, it's like red and blue animation. It's matching with her outfit. Like, come on, that's cheating. That's cheating. Come on. Very good anti-airs. Her level 3 super is one of the best in the game because it starts up in, like, yo, chat, what is the startup frames on her level 3? It's really fast. Like, it's like one of the fastest level 3 supers, and it goes full screen. It beats all fireballs, and she has a million ways to get around projectiles. Is 9 frames? Yeah, that's kind of fast. Somebody saying 8 frames, somebody saying 9 frames. Well, the point is, it's mad fast, and it goes through fireballs. Is OD, is mad good. You can't even play when she's in. When you have a level 3, you can't play full screen. You can't zone her out. And she always gets Oki. She's always in front of you with Oki. She has true block strings from a drive rush. If she does like low forward drive rush, I believe you could do like jab. It's true block string. Like, come on. Then you got to guess. Then right after, I would put JP. Nah, this character's godlike. Bro, I low-key might move up JP to like low-key top 3. Low-key. I'm thinking about it. But I'll leave him here for now. I feel like with JP, dude, you don't even have to play Street Fighter to play with this character, JP. The reason why he's one of the best in the game, because he is the best zoner in the game. He's an anti-zoner. So, for example, let's say you're playing a character with a projectile. He has so many ways to just stop your fireballs. And if he throws out a Seismo, and if you throw out a fireball, his does more damage. Bro, his EX Seismo, you have a million years to react to any Shoto or a character with a projectile's fireball. And then you could throw out I think a Seismo input is down punch. So you have all the time in the world to react to them throwing out a fireball first. Then you can EX Seismo and it still punishes and it still gets more damage. It's way too good. He has an anti-air. You cannot jump on him at all. And he has one of the best wake-ups in the game. It's an EX illusion. It's like a parry. So if you throw out an attack, it even beats throws. So if you throw out one of those options, he gets a punish. Like, you can't even pressure him on wake-up. So it's like, you mean to tell me that I'm playing against a character where I can't zone him out. Okay, cool. So I have to work my way to finally get in. And then when I get in, I can't even pressure him for long because I got to worry about the EX parry. And then his neutral is good, but not the greatest. But his neutral, it gets the job done. One whiff punish, one hit confirm. He will push you full screen away, which is where he wants you to be. And then also with JP, bro, if he lands one move full screen, it's going to be hard for you to get back in again. And then let's just say you have 3 bars of meter left, where you're doing drive rush and you're spinning your meter. If you have 3 bars left before burnout, you lost once you full screen. Because now, especially if you're in burnout, he's just checkmating you. You're done. And also why he's one of the best characters in the game, because you can't checkmate him. You can't drive impact him because he has a regular parry. It beats drive impact. That's cheap. So yeah, like you done. You can't chip him out. Really, you can't. Well, you could chip him out, but it's hard to. You just can't drive impact him. is way too hard to deal with. Now, with the next character, I'll put A tier is Dee Jay. I feel like this character is really good. Don't get me wrong. I think he has the best drive rush in the game. But that's all he kind of can rely on. And then on somebody that's really good, it can get checked. It can get checked. That's the problem. If he does drive rush, you can parry. I got to worry about that. So if you drive rush into like stand jab, you can parry and then you can back throw me. Now I just lost my bars if I'm playing Dee Jay. But it is hard. He has one of the hardest drive rushes to check in the game. So you have to be prepared. But it is checkable. So it's not like you just can't react to it at all. The reason why I would put him in A tier, because I feel like he's not as privileged as these 6 characters above, because his crouch and medium kick, it only leads 1 knockdown, and it doesn't really hurt. Everybody up here benefits off of a really good crouch and medium kick into something really good. See, with JP, he doesn't, his crouch and medium kick, it doesn't cancel into drive rush, so that's fine, but still he's very overpowered. So it makes up for him not having the best cancelable normal into drive rush from a crouch and medium kick. But with Dee Jay, he loses to all of the characters with a good low forward into drive rush. Like Ken, Luke, Guile's is, he could just do crouch and medium kick into flash kick, but like Juri's and Cammy's, he's not beating them in neutral with that crouch and medium kick. His crouch and medium kick, he only gets like 100 damage, but they get like 50% damage. So he's missing out on a lot of damage opportunities. But Dee Jay, he's really good because he has so many ways to open you up. He has so many ways to make you tech throws by accident. When he's in your face, he's one of the scariest characters in the game because he makes you guess. From a jab to throw, he could pressure you with just jab, jab, jab to get a counter hit. And he has a just cool move that's very good. If you get a counter hit on that, you can get a crouch and medium punch into like 60%. So you want to be careful. He's one of those characters you want to be careful teching throw on or pressing buttons. He's more of like a momentum / like counter attacking type of character, but he's really good. I wouldn't put him S tier only because his crouch and medium kick, it doesn't have a good follow-up. It just knocks you down. While these all these other characters, they benefit more from crouch and medium kick. Only besides Guile and JP, especially JP. But Guile, you can still get a crouch and medium kick into like another button into drive rush, so it's still good. And then another thing about Dee Jay, I feel like a lot of his combos are inconsistent. Also, he's really hard to use. But once you get the combos down, okay, he's one of the best characters in the game. But since it's inconsistent, there's certain times and certain situations where combos will drop and then you're kind of done. And then, like, I feel like overall though, he is one of like the best characters in the game overall. So that's why I would put him at the top of A tier. Now the next character after Dee Jay, I'll probably put I don't know. Like, I feel like this is where it gets tricky. See, Marisa is really good. It's between Blanka and I'll put Blanka. This character cheap. Hard to punish. It's really hard to punish this character, honestly. His Blanka balls are really good. It's hard to punish a lot of his normals in neutral. Like his stand, he has a move where he falls down. I don't know, what kind of normal is that, chat? Is that like a forward fierce? But it's a move, it's a fierce where he like falls down and it's very hard to punish it. He has a lot of moves that's really good range that's hard to punish. And especially Blanka balls. It's forward fierce, right? Okay, yeah, so it's forward fierce, it's very hard to punish. And you could just spam that in neutral and you can't really do too much about it. And then the Blanka ball is really, it has so much pushback. It's pretty much safe, where you can, the only way you can deal with it is checking it with the normal, or you can like perfect parry. But the Blanka balls have different timings, so it's very hard to perfect parry. It's very hard. But overall, he has so many setups, so many gimmicks that's really hard to check a lot of his stuff. And I feel like Blanka, he does well against the top tier characters. He does well against Luke and Ken. He does, I don't know how he does against Guile. It might be even, or maybe Guile's favor, but I think he destroys Juri, and I think he fights Cammy really well. And I'm not sure the matchup with Blanka versus JP, but I feel like Blanka can fight JP. It's not the worst. And Blanka does a lot of damage, especially when he has the level 2. His level 2 is godlike, so don't sleep on it. Now, next, I feel like I would add maybe Chun-Li. I think Chun-Li is really good, but I think her only flaw is she's a little hard to play. That's the only thing. Like, I feel like modern Chun-Li is really good. Modern Chun-Li, she would be top tier, technically. But the only problem about modern Chun-Li, she doesn't really do that much damage. If you guys watched at EVO, at top 6, Tiny was playing, and I didn't really see him doing too much optimal combos. She has way more optimal combos in the classic controls because you have more moves to work with. But in modern controls, not really. But classic, she does a lot of damage. I feel like if she was easier to play, then she would be one of the best characters in the game. But because she has so many tools, it's really hard to execute. You have to switch stances and all this stuff. It kind of puts her down. She loses a couple of points because of that. But these other characters up here, they're completely brain dead. And I'm not changing my mind. It is what it is. The next character I would put is Marisa. I think Marisa is A tier because, dude, she does arguably like the most damage in the game off of one hit. Don't get hit by this character. If you get hit by this character, she kills you in 2 combos in so many different ways. She goes over projectiles. She has a flying punch. It goes through projectiles and it has armor on it. And I feel like it's very useful. And also her drive rush is such a guess, because if she drive rush, she can fake with just throwing out a jab, and it could bait your wake up DPs, your wake up supers, all of that. And when she drive rushes, she has an armor move where she's like this. She has and it absorbs a hit. So if you try to check her drive rush with that, she just gets a free hit. And this, you have to guess if she's going to push you out or if she's going to command grab you. So it's a guess. I feel like her Gladius move, it also has armor. That's literally why she's really good. She has so many armor moves. It beats drive impact. Like, you can't really checkmate her that simple, because if you thought a block string, let's say if she's in burnout and you thought a block string into drive impact to push her to the wall to get stunned, she could just use this armor move and you don't even have to get pushed in the corner to burnout. That's why she's really good. Her and JP kind of, they kind of get away with that. So that's why it's hard. Those two characters particularly, they really benefit well off of drive impact and drive rushes. Now for B tier, I would probably put Kimberly B tier. I feel like she's really cheap, but you know what she struggles against? I feel like she struggles against a parry, because you could just parry her all day, and it's like her offense is one of the best if you're like in burnout or something, but that parry, it makes them not really do their offense as well, you know? And I feel like that's what she struggles against. And she has a lot of bad matchups, apparently. Like, I heard she loses to, like, I don't want to say she loses to all, like, Shotos or projectile characters, but projectiles kind of make her struggle in a way. She has to jump or she has to throw out that teleport, but that's a gimmick, though. Like, on high level, you can't just really do that. You have to be really good with Kimberly to make it work. You know, do I feel like she does well against Ken, Luke, and Guile? I don't know. I kind of like the Ken, Luke, and Guile players over Kimberly, and that's all you're gonna run into. I feel like she loses to these 5 characters right here, and that's all you're gonna run into in tournament. Luke, Ken, Guile, Juri, and Cammy. You're gonna run into one of those 5 characters, and JP. But I think that she does well against JP. That's what I'm hearing, but I could be wrong because the game is still new. Now let's talk about Rashid. I don't know, man. You know what? I feel like, is Rashid better than Kimberly, though? I don't know. I feel like with Rashid, he just came out. But he mad cheap. I'm not going to lie. He's cheap. That's the thing. You saying Rashid has a reversal? Yeah. That's another thing about Kimberly. She does not have a reversal. But Rashid does. They do the same kind of mix-ups. I'll probably put Rashid over Kimberly. I think Rashid is better than Kimberly, in my opinion. He might be A tier, low key. I don't know. Bro, in the right hands, Rashid is kind of OD. You know what? I don't think Rashid is B tier. I think he's A tier, in my opinion. He has so much stuff to worry about. His level 2 is really good. His level 1 super is invincible, and his level 3. But his level 2, if you're in burnout, you done. You lost. It's this tornado move where it pretty much covers the whole screen. Not the whole screen, but like, you can't jump over it. It's too tall to jump over his level 2, so you have to deal with the pressure. And you saying he's only missing anti-airs? Okay, he doesn't have the greatest anti-airs with like normals, but he has heavy mixer if you react fast enough. And if you jump, you still can't jump on him. He could just perfect parry your jumping. You can't do that. So he still has an answer. It's not like you just jump on him and spam it. No, you still can't jump on Rashid. They could perfect parry you and then back throw you. Now what you gonna do? They're just gonna keep perfect parrying your jumpings. He got high-low mix-ups. He's godlike. Like, it is what it is. All right, next in line, I'll put Manon. Manon would be B tier. I don't know, man. I feel like, nah, Manon is better than Kimberly. I don't want to put Manon in A tier. See, let me tell you why Manon is mid. Manon is mid because when you... All right, don't get me wrong. She has levels, like she has medals, right? You need 5 medals to reach the max status of the character, right? But the problem with Manon is she has to rely on getting medals to be good. So if she... All right, so if she starts in level 1, right? If you get to the 3rd medal, then she becomes A tier. Then, like from level 4 and level 5, she's S tier. If that makes sense. But what if you don't even get to level 3? You still kind of mid. You see what I'm saying? And that's kind of like, that happens averagely. Like averagely, you're the highest you're gonna get is like level 3, maybe level 4. That's the problem. That's what I'm saying. I think she's kind of mid. Because if you got to rely on medals, then it's like, all right. And she gets zoned out. She doesn't do well against drive impacts. If you throw out a command grab and if you try to overhead or throw out like any attack, a lot of her moves have like a lot of recoveries. So that drive impact, it kind of like haunts her. It's not that good. And if her drive rush isn't the greatest in the game because you could just You can mash. You can mash if she cancels a normal into drive impact. I mean, sorry, if she cancels a normal into drive rush, you could just literally like, you could do like an invincible wake up. That's why I don't think she's that good. Now the next character after this, I would say I'll put E.Honda. E.Honda cheap, but once you learn the matchup, he's not that good because his headbutt, like only his special moves is what makes him really hard to beat. Like his sumo headbutt and his sumo butt slams. But if you can perfect parry his sumo headbutt and his butt slams, yeah, like what he gonna do? And he gets zoned out. So it's like, what you gonna do? Honda is still annoying, but you could zone him out. You know, he just has some favorable matchups. Like, I feel like if you don't have a fireball, you struggle against Honda. That's it. So, for example, like characters like Cammy, she struggles. I don't even know. It's not that many characters that really struggle against Honda. Majority of these characters, they fight Honda. That's what I'm saying. I think Honda's mid. I think next in line, I would put maybe, it's between Dhalsim and Ryu. I don't know, dude. Like, I feel like this character slept on. Dhalsim? I think Dhalsim. Dhalsim, because he's one of those characters, he can easily frustrate you with his good keep away game, with his full screen normals. As soon as it says fight, you gotta guess. You just gotta block. It's Dhalsim's turn as soon as it says fight. But I feel like it's I feel like Sim, he has to work really hard to keep you out in this toxic game because Drive Rush is really good. Drive Rush skips a lot of his good normals and good pokes. And you have to play really perfect just to make Sim work. So if you got to play perfect, it's like, nah, this character's not that great. Because you can play perfect. If you play perfect with any character, then they're the best in the game. So it's like, it's not that good. And Drive Impact, it's good against Dhalsim, but a lot of his normals loses to Drive Impact. That's the problem. But if he keeps you away all game long, yeah, you're not beating this character. So he's only good if you're playing perfect. If you're playing perfect, he's S tier. But if not, he's just B tier. You're working harder than most of the opponents here. I promise you that. All right, now next in line, I would put, for C tier, I would probably put Ryu. See, with Ryu, he just does a lot of damage, and his low forward into Drive Rush is good, but I feel like he's not a complete character, honestly. Nah, you know what? I'll probably put him at the end of B tier, maybe. I don't think he's C tier. He's mid. I think Ryu is mid, in my opinion. I think Ryu is mid because Ken has everything Ryu has, but with corner carry and stuff. Ryu don't have no good corner carry that much. His Drive Rush is kind of trash. I mean, it's just more to talk about with Ken, honestly. Like, why are you playing Ryu? Like, you might as well play Ken. They do the same amount of damage. Both have good anti-airs. Like, honestly, if you're just playing Ryu because you like the character, all right, I respect that. But, like, it's just more... Ken just has everything that Ryu has, but just more stuff. Ken is just better. Now, for C tier, I'd put Jamie. Jamie C tier. Because this character has too many bad matchups. He's cheap, but he got too many bad matchups. His neutral is kind of trash. You gotta rely a lot on gimmicks with this character. And he's another character where you have to level up to make the character work. So you have to drink. You have to drink just to level up once. And I think he has 4 levels, but the problem with Jamie, let's just say you leveled up to level 4, he starts over the next round. So you gotta literally level up all the time perfectly. The drink is trash. Like, it's good only when you get a good knockdown. He loses to fireball characters. He loses to all of these characters up here. He loses to all of these characters up here. Like, he's just cool, but it's too much work. He has a really good jump in, but again, he's more of gimmicks. Once you learn the matchup and figure him out, you could parry a lot of his stuff, and he doesn't really get too much. Now, for D tier, I would put Lily, because, nah, you know what? I'll put Lily C. Lily, I feel like she's just one. I feel like Lily is one buff away from being mad cheap. Like, she's cheap, but like, she loses to the whole cast until she gets in, honestly. Because people can zone her out to an extent. Like, she has to be, like, have meter to make her work. If she doesn't have meter, she's trash. Like, you could just lame her out. Her neutral isn't bad, but she kind of has to rely on good neutral, a lot of patience. She doesn't even have a wake up. Like, she's good to an extent, but like, I don't know, man. It's just like, I guess I'm sleeping on the character, but I haven't really seen too many Lilies making noise. Like, you don't really see too many Lilies making top 8. You don't see, like, you see a bunch of Lukes, you see a bunch of Kens, you see a bunch of Juris, Cammys, and JPs, and Guiles, right? But you don't see really any Lilies, because she's really hard to play. Well, I don't want to say she's hard to play, but she's hard to win with against all of these other characters. So because of that, it kind of like feels like she's like an incomplete character. She's minus on a lot of moves, like her main moves, like her crouch and fierce into. It's like this move where she's like, it leads her forward. Is mad negative on block. It's just like, she needs to get buffed for me to put her like in B to A tier, but right now she's kind of whack. In D tier is Zangief. This character doo-doo. This character's buns. Okay. Hot dog water. Like, this character is the worst character in the game. Zangief has no reversal. His neutral is not that good. You can lame him out. The only thing he got to rely on is jumping at you. His jump medium kick is good, but his SPD is not that good. His lariat, I'm surprised it's not that good. I'm surprised. Like, if you cross him up just in time, his lariat, it just whiffs on a lot of characters. I've noticed that. His command grab, he doesn't get the best Oki off of his command grabs. So that's mainly why he's trash. Like, he's not plus enough. You can easily whiff punish him. His fears, you can literally drive impact it. It's a lot of flaws in his gameplay. So that's why I feel like he's not that great. He's also one buff away from being brain dead and dumb and cheap. Don't get me wrong, he's still brain dead to this day. Like, I feel like he beats DJ. I don't care what anybody says. That's a bad matchup for DJ. It is what it is, and it was what it was. But anyways, that's just the salt of me talking. But anyway, I feel like this is my tier list. I feel like it's legit. And if anybody got something to say, you write it down in the comments below, and you stay in your feelings. DJ, that's the character I play. He's A tier. He's not S tier. If he's S tier, you will see a bunch of DJs in top 8. But you see a bunch of Lukes and Kens and Guiles and Juris and JPs and Cammys. But overall, I feel like, again, like, this tier list is legit. And I hope you guys like my tier list. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And stay tuned to my next tier list video. And also, tell me what's the next tier list video you guys would like for me to make. But until next time, you guys take care. We out.
It's that boy Manon.